Hey there, David Weaver with Franchise Your Freedom. I thought I would do a little video here on starting a business during a pandemic. I mean, that's a question that we had to address quite a bit last year. And frankly, what's hanging in the air is, what are you, crazy for thinking about starting a business in 2020? Um, what I find interesting and why I wanted to address this is A, it's kind of the elephant in the room. If you are considering starting a business, or you've always wanted to start a franchise, and B, if you actually look at the data and turn the TV box off, um, 2020 was not a terrible year. If you're listening to the TV or the fear mongering that tends to happen in every political cycle, the state of affairs is pretty terrible. And to be honest with you, pandemics happen once every 100 years, and it was a pretty tough year. Um, Having said that, the data shows us that many franchise companies, franchisors, but also their franchisees did quite well. The TV wants to tell us that pretty much all small business owners failed and are going bankrupt, and frankly, many of them did, and it was a pretty terrible year for a lot of small business owners that didn't quite have the resources that other small business owners had, or specifically franchise owners have. Um, if you listen to the TV, you were foolish to have a restaurant or a fitness gym, right? I mean, if you had a fitness gym or a restaurant, it was really hard on you. And yet, when we talk to our franchise partners, some of which had a really tough time, and others actually grew in 2020. They opened more stores in 2020 than previously. So, how does that happen? Right? It happens with a support network. It happens with a franchisor that was able to pivot very quickly, that has the financial resources to really support their franchisees, to help them with things like negotiating landlord agreements, vendor agreements, and providing that ever needed cash flow. Um, the other sectors that we saw really grow in 2020 had to do with construction. Any kind of construction or building companies, whether franchise or non-franchise, did fairly well. They were considered essential from the very beginning. Much of the work was done outside, so as soon as we got out, beyond the springtime, those companies really grew. And part of the reason for that is the consumer wasn't spending money that they otherwise would on things like travel and vacation for spring break, or their typical travel in the summertime, and so they got some home improvement projects done. So franchises in the sort of nondescript, what I call non-sexy businesses, painting, plumbing, handyman services, anything to do with improving your home, franchisor after franchisor is sharing with us at our conference that we have twice a year, really strong numbers. So is it crazy to start a business in a pandemic? Kind of. If you are an emotional decision maker, you're probably going to wait. If you're an analytical and a data-driven decision maker, you're probably going to recognize the opportunity that's sitting right in front of us. So thank you for taking some time. I'd love to hear your comments below, whether you think it is crazy or if you think it's an opportune time to invest. If you'd like to connect with me live, please do. I've got my contact information in the comments section. Have a great day.